All right, family. We are live. Welcome to another show. We are here. Guys, let me know in the comment section if my audio is good. I've been having audio issues lately, but I think I fixed them. So let me know in the comment section if we're good on the audio and we can go ahead and get this show started. All right. We got Jamie Leslie in the building. What up? Okay, so audio is good. Audio is good. Now I know you guys are looking at the title of this video. You know, some of you guys may be in shock, but I'm gonna explain everything in this video so far. Right? No, none of that. Y'all already getting a little too negative in the comment section. None of that. But I had to do this video. I haven't done a live in some time, so I really want to touch the bases with the family. I know it's been a lot going on as of late, you know, as far as concerns with the passport bros hashtag, you know, very popular hashtag in the media cycle right now. But I'm going to explain a lot of things. I'm going to give you my take on it in this video, or in this live rather. And I'm also going to do a panel. So if you guys want to hop on the panel a little later on, once I do my dialogue, we can chop it up about the next move of the passport bros. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let me get this troll out of here real quickly, family. We can go ahead and get this party started. As a matter of fact, let me play this real quick and we'll hop back right on the show. All right.
As you can see, I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be. We'll be rocking it like that, man. I love the fit of this shirt, bro.
Bro, look, I just have to get off the elevator. Look at it. The BMT shirt on. You know, we representing all the way in Thailand, man.
What's up, y'all? It's the Travel OG, and I gotta do my BMT commercial, man, for my BMT shirt, man. This shirt is so dope, man. It shows off your guns, fits your muscles, gives you room at the bottom for the belly, and then you repping the BMT brand, man. So make sure y'all pick up that BMT shirt, because it's fire. It looks good. He got them in different colors, and I'm telling y'all, man, the fit, it ain't that cheap. It's a real quality shirt, man. I love it, BMT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for blessing me with the shirt. And I'll see you on the other side. You dig?
Fellas, don't forget to check out the Black Man Travels merch store where you can purchase BMT t-shirts, tank tops, travel quote tees, and much more. All right, we're back. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Chris Boo says, no cowards in the passport bros. Allow if you scared, run to church. I like that. That's what's up. All right, we got Global Passport in the building. Shout out to Global Passport, always coming through. Yeah, I gotta make you a mod, bro. I'm gonna make you a mod. No worries. I'm gonna make you a mod real soon. Shout out to Jamie Leslie. He's in the building. So before we get back, or before we get to the topic at hand, what I want to do, guys, is I want to show you a story that was posted by a guy in our group, the Passport Bros Facebook group. All right. What up, Bishop NYC23? What's going on, bro? I want to post this, talk about this story real quick of this guy that he posted. All right. So let me see if I got this pulled up. Here we go. Now, some people thought that this happened to me, but it's just not happened to me. This is basically a repost from the Black Man Travels 2.0 group. Now, the guy did go on, Razor Rays. What up, Zoo? Razor Rays channel, and he kind of gave an explanation of what he felt like happened. But basically, it was some guys on their last day in Medellin, Colombia. They was walking around and somebody shot at them. Actually, all right, it wasn't a robbery attempt. It seemed like a guy pulled up in a moto and started letting off shots towards them or at them, and they ran and was able to get away. All right. So I'm gonna just give you exactly what he said in the post. He said, "Good morning from Medellin, Colombia." He said he loved his time here. I believe it was their first time in Medellin, if I'm not mistaken. All right. And here's the picture of the guys right here. They got the jerseys on, Colombian jerseys on. They got the sling bags or shoulder bags rather, and I believe it happened possibly on this day because they did say they had their bags on them. Now, one of the guy said that it might have been racist, but I don't think so because there's black people all throughout the Poblado area in Medellin. He explained that it might have been some form of a gang initiation. We're not really sure about the details of that matter, but I will mention the story to you guys real quick. So basically, he said they were walking home about 5 minutes from Yarris Park. I believe I know what area they was in. He said two men on the motorcycle pulled up with no warning, no words exchanged, no looks. He said no one asked for money and pulled out a gun and fired 3 shots at them. All right. He said they chased us like we were dogs to try to execute us. I'm from the city. I've been robbed before. I've been shot out before. I know the rules. All right. Now he says, shit, we've been walking home instead of taking a taxi. Probably not. But all this week, the people showed us so much love. And we gave money to the poor children everywhere we went. We were not flashy, but we did have our shoulder bags. We felt comfortable. In fact, I walked home from the park 3 times that week. All right. It was 2. I think he said it was 2. It was 2 in the early night of our flight. He said he would like to say it was a robbery attempt. That would make him feel better. But they fired and they wanted to see if so, he said they fired and they wanted to take the bags off our dead bodies. So they all got away with the grace of God after playing hide and seek and sprinting what it felt like 20 minutes. All right. So he says he loves Colombia still. He loves Medellin. And even though it happened to them, they're not trying to discourage people from going to Medellin, but they did want to tell their story. They said their advice is to always get an Uber. Don't try to save money, and don't be walking around. And be careful of the Airbnbs if you have security. Now, we've done a lot of shows on this channel about safety in Medellin. I lived in Medellin for close to going on a year. I didn't have any incidents. I know a lot of guys that haven't had any incidents in Medellin. They've been living there for years. But I also know a lot of guys that have had incidents, unfortunately. And I say this all the time, man. You don't really want to stick out. A lot of them have on the shorts. They don't really wear shorts out there. But it's difficult. All right. People can kind of recognize when you're not from a certain area, even if there are other, local blacks in the area, we look different, we walk different. And of course, a lot of us out there don't speak Spanish fluently. Even if we do speak Spanish, we speak it with some form of an American accent. So you can try to blend in. I did tap into the show he did with Razor Rays. He said it possibly could have been some form of a gang initiation. But I still do believe that, you just got to be really careful and be really aware of your surroundings, man. There's not too much they could have done. Luckily, everybody survived. Nobody got shot. Nobody got wounded. I think the guy said that he fell while running, and he thought the blood from the fall was him actually being shot. But it wasn't. Luckily, they was able, I think, to go into some type of bodega or something to kind of get away. I would like to bring him on the channel. I did reach out to him. He hasn't got back to me yet. But the main thing I want you guys to take from this is please beware of your surroundings. Take Ubers. Don't take taxis. I think walking around during the day, you should be good in most cases. But you just got to walk with a purpose anywhere in South America in general, man. All right. We got Yoga Yoga. Big shout out to Yoga Yoga. We got Good Time Grego in the building. What up, Grego? Somebody said, I don't think Medellin should be recommended anymore. Yeah. Well, yeah, and watching us to shoot at us, you think? Like I would like to get him on the show. Maybe soon. Maybe I can have him on sometime this week to kind of give us more of a detailed explanation of what he believed happened. He said possibly could have been some type of gang initiation, or he felt like they might have been targeted because they were black. All right. Like I said, there are a good small population of black people already in Medellin, Colombia. So I don't personally think it was that. But who knows? I don't know if the police are involved. I don't know if they are investigating. They did arrest some guys that had robbed or tried to attempt to rob a foreigner earlier this week. So they did. The police are doing their job. But it's just an unfortunate situation. But the good thing is, them guys got away. All right. Somebody said I go to Colombia every 3 months and I haven't had any issues. That's good. That's good, man. Somebody said I'm going to Barranquilla. I wouldn't want Medellin calls. It's too expensive. All right. All right. And I want to share this story as well too, because this was posted in the group as well. I'm gonna play this quick clip real quick, man. This is a messed up situation as well, and I want you guys to always be aware of traveling through the Caribbean, traveling through South America. You definitely got to know where you're traveling to. If you got some type of connections, that helps out a whole lot. And having some form of some security in some of these places that you're going to be traveling to. Now, hold on. Give me a second. Let me pull this up real quick. Now, some of you guys might be familiar with this story right here. I'm going to play a quick clip from the news. This is in Haiti right here. So let me play this real quick for the fam.
An American husband and wife are being...
Hold on, let me try that again. All right, hold on. Let me see if we can replay that. But it says American couple held hostage in
tonight. An American husband and wife are being held hostage in Haiti. Family members.
Okay, so I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on. Maybe they got some type of program on here. Let me refresh that real quick. If not, I'll just break down the article. All right.
Tonight, an American husband and wife are being held hostage in Haiti. Family members say the couple from Florida were kidnapped while visiting relatives near Port-au-Prince.
Okay. All right. So basically, I don't know why it's not playing. Play it perfectly earlier. But basically, the article is saying that American couple went to Haiti. Their family did warn them of traveling to Haiti. And unfortunately, they was on a bus where some gangsters basically held the bus up, asked for who would the Americans, kidnap them, and held them for a ransom of $6,000. Now, the family paid the $6,000. But then they did not release them. They actually asked for $200,000 after that. So hopefully, man, everything will be okay. The American are involved. They're trying to figure out what the next step would be. Guys, please be careful, man, on where you decide to travel to. All right. I know a lot of people are getting their passports. People are traveling more. But in these countries, economic deprivation is real, and Americans are known for having wealth, for having money, for being somewhat privileged, and you will be targeted. And when people say things like, hey man, it's just as dangerous in America as it is overseas, yes, America can be very dangerous neighborhoods, and I understand that a lot of guys grow up in some of these inner city neighborhoods and everything and say they know how to move, but it's a different beast overseas, and you're not from there. You could be black, you could be white. At the end of the day, you're American. And I think sometimes when you have Americans that go over these countries and they say, "Oh, we all black or we all Latino," and they kind of looking at you like, "No, man, you American. You're not one of us. You might look like us, but you're not one of us." And sometimes because of the American media, they have an inflated perception of how wealthy Americans truly are. All right. They look at it and say, "Oh man, Americans are worth all this money. Look, they worth $40,000, $50,000 a year," not knowing that, in America, you got to put that money right back in the system because of taxation and inflation and living costs. So these people are thinking that, just imagine that rich, wealthy dude walking through your neighborhood or something like that, how much he would be targeted for coming in the wrong neighborhood in America. All right. On Trackman says Latin America has its own rules. Yeah, most definitely, man. Latin America definitely has its own rules. It's like I said before, it's a different beast. Let me take that off the screen. I don't know, I'm not sure why I didn't play. Somebody said America isn't nowhere close to Colombia in the danger level. Ray Hanna in the building. What up, bro? He said, "What up, BMT?" All right. Life of David has okay. Let me see what's going on. All right, Zoo Travel. Shout out to Zoo Travel. He said, "First mistake was going to Port-au-Prince or any other place that's gang control." All right. Shout out to Zoo. Actually, Zoo did some content out there. You did a couple of videos in Haiti, man. If you guys haven't subbed to Zoo Travels, make sure to sub to Zoo, man. He's in Colombia, Brazil, all these other countries, shooting videos, man. He definitely knows how to move. So check out his channel, Zoo Travels. All right. Somebody says 2 foreigners were stabbed without warning a week ago around 3 a.m. walking around Medellin. After midnight, you have to be careful walking the streets. Man, when I was in Medellin, I will say things were a little different, man, because I used to walk when I stayed close to the park. I used to walk home all times of night by myself. That wasn't probably the wisest thing to do. As a matter of fact, one time I got lost. I got lost coming from the park, and I'm asking random strangers like, "Hey, man, where this, where this building's at? Where this apartment is and everything." And I remember one guy, I hopped in a taxi, and he was just like, I showed him where it was at, and he was just like, "Bro, you right across the street from it." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And I get out, I'm like, "Oh shit, my building is like right here." That's how naive I was. I did not know. This is like my first week or two in Medellin. Everybody was friendly. Everybody is nice. But I think with the rise of tourism and the popularity of people going to Medellin, Colombia, it's definitely got more sharks than it was when I initially moved there. I will say that because I was walking around at night. I had my shoulder bag on 99% of the time, and I didn't have any issues, right? And I was walking around solo, asking questions, asking locals with my broken Spanish how to get here, how to get there, and I didn't have any incidents. Luckily, for blessings, I didn't have any incidents, man. But be very aware. I still not quite sure exactly what happened in that particular situation, but I am glad that everybody is okay. All right. What up, Jay Clyde? Jay Clyde in the building. All right. All right. So I want to read this comment right here. He says the inflation is making people desperate in Colombia. I would avoid Medellin and try other cities possibly. Yeah, that's another thing, man. There's a lot of dope cities in Colombia. I know a lot of people talk about Medellin, but you do have a lot of other cities. I remember being in Medellin one time and running into another brother. He was just telling me, "Hey, man, hold on, right quick." He was basically just saying, you should visit this city, you should visit this area. Colombia's size of about Texas. It's a pretty big country, and you guys really want to kind of explore more. You just don't want to stay stuck in Medellin. I'm glad I did took his advice and went to some other cities before I left Medellin. I want to give a shout out to Man Tomorrow. He's in the building. What up, Man Tomorrow? Somebody says the rise of tourism and bros wearing flashy jewelry, throwing money. Flashy jewelry. I don't see a lot of bros wearing flashy jewelry. If they are wearing flashy jewelry out there, that's they in for a rude awakening very quickly. Throwing money in the clubs has made Medellin more dangerous for all tourists. That's very true, though. Somebody said, I want to visit Colombia, but more of Medellin is off my list. All right. All right. You know, when I first initially started, Black Men Travels, I really wanted to showcase a different image of Black men, smart, intelligent bros, got their stuff together. A lot of guys ex-military. And I really, I was presenting it a certain way to attract a certain type of audience that I knew would take heed to what I was saying in my message about, hey guys, we don't have to necessarily stay in America and have to deal with all this BS that we're dealing with. We can go outside the country. We can obtain passports. We can leverage our American dollar. We can even live overseas. And I was showing you by an example of me selling my home, setting myself up. I think I did a whole video on how I set myself up and went overseas and traveled overseas because it really affected my life when I went to Brazil in 2017. And what I recognize about a lot of young Black males in America and why so many young Black men go down the wrong path, or, even Black men that are raised in good neighborhoods, right? Some of them even coming from 2-parent households. And let me give you an example. Growing up in Atlanta, I grew up in a nice neighborhood for the most part. It got bad towards the late 90s because of the crack epidemic and all that. But I was blessed to have, this side of the family was suburbs and sent me to private school. This side of the family was entrenched in the streets, so to say. Right. So I got a kind of a delicate balance. And what I recognized very early on in my life is I didn't want to get involved, be a part of, look up to anything dealing with the street, right? I saw the horror stories early on, friends and family going to jail, prison, kids I grew up with getting killed, all types of stuff. And I recognized early, I'm like, man, this is messed up. It seems to me that the hood really feeds off evil. I mean, you're seeing people that are, you see them at first this year, they cool, they nice, then they get hooked up on some crack, and then your friends sold them the crack. You see families torn apart. You see your friends, like I say, all this stuff, it just feeds off evil. And I recognized by the time I was 13, 14, I was like, yo, this is not the move. This is not the way. But at the same time, it was being promoted to the masses throughout the music, right? And when I was moved to a better neighborhood, the east of Atlanta, nice houses, black people doing big things, big houses, owning businesses, thriving Black community, I recognized how the kids that I was going to school with wanted to imitate the guys on this side of town. And I'm sitting here like, bro, you got 2 parents, you live in a big ass house. I mean, you good, you should be trying to go to college or play ball or something. But the hip hop and the gangster rap was so influential. And what it did was I seen it turning into a certain direction, right? Where a lot of the women or a lot of the girls from the ages of, young age all the way up until now, probably their 30s, are liking a certain type of black male, right? They like the street dudes. Not all of them, but a lot of them, since it's been popularized through our media to the masses, uh, they like a certain type of street individual. And what I recognize were a lot of young black males that even grow up in some of these nicer neighborhoods, or even if they live in the inner city, they're not really about that life. They would try to mimic that life to appeal to the girls, to the younger women, right? That want thugs and street dudes. So you have a lot of dudes that are out there, kind of what you would say, faking the funk, basically. All right. Shout out to you, Ghost Traveler. So when I started the Black Men Travels, the BMT, I wanted to showcase a different imagery of black males, clean cut guys traveling the world, finding, obtaining their resources, taking their stuff overseas, and looking for more of a woman that doesn't have that type of mind frame to seek out dudes that are really destroying our communities through drugs and violence, basically. Right? You go overseas, you can date women that, are more acceptable to what I call traditional values, rather, marriage, long-term relationships, children, legacies, starting a business with your woman, whatever it is. That was my initial objective, basically, for the Black Men Travels and Passport Bros. But somehow, because of the popularity of Passport Bros, more so than anything, and many people taking the popularity of the hashtag, you got a lot of content creators, and, it kind of got out of control with it, right? I mean, you got guys that are pulling that into the gender war, going back and forth with the women in the States, triggering people. You got it all throughout podcasts. They're asking celebrities what they think about the Passport Bros. And unfortunately, it's just so much disinformation and negative imagery now about it, and we're trying our best to kind of, clean up or sharpen up the image and tell people, no, it's not about the women. It's more of guys trying to live a certain lifestyle. It's more so of an ideology. It's not a organization. We don't take votes, or we don't have members or anything like that. As you can see, many people are hashtagging Passport Bros just to get clicks and views. All right. And what comes with that popularity is exposure. And it's just amazing to me that even though a lot of guys that believe in this ideology are clean cut, it seems like the biggest threat to the system is men going overseas with traditional values, right? And I was looking at a group chat, and somebody was saying, hey, man, let's stop using Passport Bros. Let's stop with the hashtag Passport Bros. Let's use this hashtag, or let's use this hashtag. And I thought to myself, I said, man, any masculine ideology or movement, or whatever you want to call it, community of guys, it will be demonized unless you call it Fruity Man Travels or whatever, Fruity Booty Bros or whatever. It's going to be demonized, bro. That's the thing. And at some point, and I know, the title of the video was a little clickbaitish, but at some point, as men, we got to kind of hold our ground on something. We got to just kind of stand 10 toes down on this, right? All right. Like I said, it's a lot of disinformation. You got feminists, because they've been triggered by some of the things that have been said in the gender war. They are hurling baseless accusations towards guys that are traveling. They go through their little troll thing, and they write all these articles from websites people ain't never really heard of. Some of the websites people have heard of. Some of them are taking advantage of the language barrier. We got people really reaching right now, trying to find any type of dirt. And since it's not being found, they'll try to just make up something, which could be potentially dangerous. And I do believe that some type of defamation of lawsuits eventually will have to be filed, because you can't just sit there and make things up and lie on people just because you're not comfortable with their ideologies. All right. Shah, he says facts. CC says facts. We're going to be hated regardless. You guys stand on your square. All right. Shout out to Fresh Prince of Poblado. What up, bro? It's still Black Man Travels, bro. That hasn't changed. Somebody said passport bros have done a mediocre. I'm gonna open up the panel real soon, man, because trying to control a hashtag is basically impossible. I can't go and try to find every video with the hashtag passport bros and contact the content creator and say, hey man, take this down. This doesn't represent the passport bros. That would be a headache to try to do that. This is what happens when something becomes popular, bro. All right. It just comes with the territory. But shout out to you, Zansto Clutch. If you want to come on, you can come on in a second, bro. We're gonna chop it up here for a minute today. Dust Buster, he says, at some point you have to be a man and stand on your square. They do this to Black men because so many cower. CC says, you can't control who reps passport bros. These are grown men. All right. Somebody said that's true. All right, so guys, we've been out here for about 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and drop a link. If anybody wants to come up and speak on this, they can. Shout out to my Ed Travel for the first $2 super chat of the night. Shout out, he says, greeting BMT in the chat. What up, Ed? I saw you on that Razor Raise channel, bro. I saw you set up. Shout out to you. I want to say this before I bring people on, too. You got to watch the terminology that people use in the media and in these articles. They're very slick at saying words that people understand, but when they say denounce or they say investigates, it's a little certain terminology that they put in these articles that if you really look into it, right, if you use your third eye more so, all right, and you really read through the article thoroughly and just not look at the headline, because people just look at the headline, they kind of skim through the article, and they know that. Look at the actual words when they say denounce. All right, you can denounce anything. I can denounce fried chicken. People still going to eat fried chicken. All right. So a little terminology like words like that, or investigates. Okay, this is an investigation. What did you find? Nothing. All right, because there's nothing there. This is someone, and I'm not going to point her out too much, but, a person that has connections, right, or friendships throughout, the media can make something much bigger than what it actually is, right? They can make a personal vendetta, feel like it's so many people that have an issue, when, in generally speaking, it's really just one person that is trying to leverage, a story and trying to keep giving it legs when there really isn't an issue. There really isn't a story. All right. And it's basically baseless defamation at this point. Hi, what up in the streets with Keith? What up, bro? What's good? And nobody's folding, man. Nobody's folding, bro. But let me go ahead and drop a link for the family, because I want to hear what y'all got to say about this, man. All this passport bros controversy. I want to hear what y'all got to say. All right. Maybe we can talk about some suggestions, something like that. So let me go ahead and pass on a link. Guys, remember, this is YouTube. All right. So, try to tone it down. People going to want to speak, but also remember, like I said, this is YouTube. Guys, I'm not about to get into the business of the name and all that right now. You can simply do your own research if you want to know questions about the Passport Bros as far as the business wise. All right. All right, I just dropped a link. While I drop this link, I'm gonna play this real quick again.
I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be. We'll be rocking it like that, man. I love the fit of this shirt, bro.
Bro, look, I just have to get out the elevator. Look at it, look at it. The BMT shirt on. You know, we representing all over in Thailand, man.
What's up, y'all? It's the Travel OG, and I gotta do my BMT commercial, man, for my BMT shirt, man. This shirt is so dope, man. It shows off your guns, fits your muscles, gives you room at the bottom for the belly, and then you repping the BMT brand, man. So make sure y'all pick up that BMT shirt, because it's fire. It looks good. He got them in different colors, and I'm telling y'all, man, the fit, it ain't that cheap. It's a real quality shirt, man. I love it, BMT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for blessing me with the shirt. And I'll see you on the other side. You dig?
Fellas, don't forget to check out the Black Man Travels merch store where you can purchase BMT t-shirts, tank tops, travel quote tees, and much more. All right. Let's get this party started. We got Ed Travels in the building. What up, Ed? Oh, y'all flying in today. Okay. All right. Hold on. Is that me? Hold up. Let me make sure I got the right audio. Yeah, I think you're on mute. Are you on mute? Global Passport, you there?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
Okay.
I can't hear Ed.
What's up? What's up?
I hear
What's
you
up?
now. Okay.
Yeah.
I see your setup, man. I see you over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like you, trying to get there.
That's what's up, man. We got a lot of people in the back end. A lot of people want to speak on this, man.
Yeah, but I think what you're saying is that we have to be careful. I mean, because what I've noticed is that this idea that people don't understand the concept that Passport Bros is an ideology.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a way of life. It's not, the He-Man Woman Haters Club. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, where there's a president and you pay dues and you do this and that. I think it's more of an individual thing, which leads to individual responsibility. You know, if you're gonna use that moniker that you're a passport bro, then you need to represent it in a proper way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Is the way you move, the way that you carry yourself. Because I truly believe it's starting to scare people.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's what it really boils down. I saw a video on this brother Passport OG's channel, and it was actually a white dude. And he sat back and said and this was the interesting thing, and I'd like for y'all to speak on it. But basically the white dude said he thinks that the biggest fear behind the Passport Bros movement, besides men of color having access to resources and exercising their options, is that the matrix, the community, whoever you want to say, wants to scare brothers into staying in the matrix.
Mm-hmm.
They want to keep their orbiters around them. They want to keep their simps around them. They want to make it so unpalatable to be a passport bro that the guys that are on the fence that are afraid to make that move won't make that move, because the brother that's already got his passport and moving has already done it. So, that's what I have to put in.
Okay. And do you think changing the name is going to help anything? Like using a different name or different terminology?
Not at all. I like the name. It is what it is. I think actually it would, my personal opinion, I think it would cheapen the brand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, I think that you would, the Passport Bros movement as a whole would be bowing down to political correctness. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine, you think the outrage, whatever the hating is like now, what if you change the name? That means that I felt like something was wrong with it, so I'm trying to appease people. No, I don't believe in that at all.
Okay, good point. Go with Passport Crew. What's good with you? You on mute, bro. You on mute. He just talking. You on mute. You on mute.
My man, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. My bad.
Nah, you good, bro.
I've always known this movement to be about guys going overseas to find relationships, marriage, and all that stuff. That's always been the goal as I saw it. And
One of them.
To make an impact on that, we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to come, with the wives and stuff like that. Because this is going to calm them down a little bit, I think, because they're going to be like, okay, these guys are really serious because they're really bringing the wives. And it's like, we got
hold on, go with Pat. I got to stop you there, bro, because there's many receipts of men traveling overseas, showing their relationships with wives and everything. Do you think that's really going to make an effect? Also, Passport Bros is different tiers of why guys travel. Some guys are already in relationships with women. All right. Some guys literally are looking for a simpler, more traditional lifestyle where they're not being taxed at every given corner. So it's different reasons for why guys travel. That's one of them. But do you think that's really going to make an effect when people, like your Ed Travel said earlier, they have an issue with the fact that men are traveling outside the states in general?
Well, that's their problem. That's their heartache because it's the freedom of these men. I'm not going to treat a man like a slave. If he wants to go overseas, he can go overseas. We're free. We are free people. And I don't like it when these people get shamed because they want to go overseas for whatever reason. I think it's just, I don't even want to go down that road, but no, these people have the right to do whatever they want, just like these people who are shaming us. They have the right to do whatever they want. These are free people. And I think it's disgusting at best for these people to be shamed. We all have rights. And to go outside of this country is very therapeutic. It's very, very therapeutic. Just to get out.
Cheaper than therapy.
Way cheaper than therapy. Oh my God. I mean, you don't have to get no type of medical plan. You just got to buy yourself a ticket and a passport and just go and just enjoy and then embrace into another culture. You can go buy a condo and make that your like, okay, my summer home is here because I have a condo and I can go. And from what we have talked about in the past, it's so cheap to get a condo in Thailand, to pay the monthly mortgage and stuff like that. It's so cheap. So why not? Great opportunity.
Good point. All right. We got Kirby Films in the building. What's going on, Kirby?
What's up? You hear me?
Yes, sir. We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I touched on this before when I was on the panel, and I think we need to revisit that. I said before, no matter what we do, they're going to try to shut it down. That's been a story of the black man, and I'm probably older than all of y'all. I just don't look it. It's always a problem when we do something. But the problem is not that we are traveling overseas for wife. That's just part of it. The black elite is leaving America. The most educated black men are leaving. They had enough. We're talking about the middle and your upper middle class. We have checked out. That's the problem. Everybody can't set up shop overseas. Just can't do it. That's the problem. And we got industries who make money off of black men can't make money off us no more because we leaving. We're not doing the vacation in America no more. We out. And from where I sit, we ain't trying to come back. It's just a little too late for them. So let them talk about us, let them hashtag us. We are not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's over. You
Mm.
know, and they putting the battery in our sisters' back. Instead of our sisters saying, hold up, let us pump the brakes and figure this out. They calling us child molesters. They saying we dating women who can't read and write. I don't see that when I travel.
You know what? But I will say, you know, there are some sisters, you know, just to clarify, there are some sisters that are in support or maybe not support, but definitely understand why men are deciding to travel overseas.
You know, and there's a lot of that. Their brothers been bringing wives back to America since I was a kid.
Facts.
That's,
Facts.
it's the fact of the matter is that we are doing something without permission.
You got a point. You got a point. You got a
That's the
point.
whole thing.
You enjoying
And the
something
black
outside of the system.
and the black elite is leaving. I got a brother in Ghana. He's a filmmaker. He's out there. He's showing me pictures of people setting up shop in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Couples and single blacks, women and men on the single tip and on the couple and on the couple tip. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to eat up all the time, gentlemen. Let them say what they're going to say. If we wasn't going overseas, they'd be saying we drug dealers. No matter what we do, it's always going to be an issue. So let them
Facts.
have their issue.
As you can see, what happened to the actor, the name of the actor that just got banged up? What's his name?
Oh,
What's his
that
name, Lord
dude.
Wilson?
Yeah, he finished.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, they dropped all the charges though, right?
Yeah, that she
Yeah.
retracted her statement.
She lied.
She retracted her statement.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No,
Doesn't matter.
this is
The
He
damage
finished.
is the damage is done
yeah.
because I think he lost
Yeah,
like a couple of endorsements he had, like from the
yeah.
U.S. Army and
He
all that.
finished. He
So
finished.
I got breaking news though. They just said they just officially filed charges. So that just
Whoa,
happened a
whoa,
couple hours
whoa!
ago. Yeah.
Gentlemen, enjoy your night. I got to get back to work.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
brother.
Appreciate you tapping in.
All right.
So,
Bro, and real quick, I wanted to just say something. I've heard the word shame used a couple of times so far, right?
mhm.
Do you know what the key to shame is? The key to shame is the only person that can shame you is somebody that their opinion matters to you.
Facts.
Mhm.
You know, if my mother right now was to hit me up and say, Ed, I saw you on a panel and you know, I'm disappointed in you. You know, we all remember when your mom stopped whooping your behind and she used to use that psychology that I'm very disappointed in you. You know, that hurt even more than any, whooping or whatever. And the way that I deal with, when I get those comments from, not just black women, but brothers too, and all of this, I just simply tell them, you come in with the same playbook, but it's a different game. I've heard how sorry I am. I heard how crusty and dusty and no good and broke I am. I've heard that already. You know what I'm saying? You're not even coming with nothing new. You can't shame me if your opinion does not matter. The thing is that fear is a very strong emotion. And I'll share this and I'm going to drop off because I know more brothers are probably waiting. I had a sister in the States, she fits the category, educated, smart. She's really cool. She's really practical. She said, Ed, my girlfriends are telling me that on social media, they put forth this strong, independent front. But when they go home, they cry because they're there by themselves. She said, we're really terrified because we can clearly see that the cream of the crop guys are the ones that are leaving and they got the means to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying, look what we being left with. Sometimes it's not so much, brothers. I would urge you to use a little wisdom. It's clear that they're angry. That's very clear. But ask yourself the question, what's the reason why? And if you look past the shame and you look past the insults and you look past all the guilting, It's fear. And don't let that stop you from living your best life. Period.
Oh man, good point. Good point, man. Very good point. Howard, you there?
I'm here, man. What's going on, BMT?
What's good? What's good, man? Matter of fact, let me catch the super chat real quick, man. I'm gonna jump
thing.
right back to you. We'll go to
Oh
Lord
man,
Williamson.
it left. I want to ask him a question.
Shout out to Bluff City Nerd with a $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says the passport bro slander is really getting old and redundant. Even the YouTube algorithm is working against the passport bros, from what I hear. All right. Shout out to Bluff City Nerd with a $5 super chat. All right, Howard, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you too much either, man. I'm at my old college here, man. It is sad. It's sad to hear, something that's supposed to be positive. Not even a year ago, we were talking about the positive things about this, and now, the popularity has gained more negative spotlight. And I was saying in the comments, like in the live chat, like it just seems like anything a black man is doing, we're always in the forefront. Everybody's always monitoring what we're doing, and they want to make it into something negative. We just talked about Jonathan Major. Talked about 2 hours ago. They just officially charged him with a charge, even if he had the end of evidence. But I don't want to hold it too much on that. Just having that freedom to be going out and going to a different country, to another country, man, is always valuable, man. Not even if you're looking at women or you're looking at another career, it's always valuable. And I don't like the fact that the term passport bros is looked at a negative way. You're right. Someone that said that they're trying to bring us back in the matrix. That's exactly what they do. No one wants to be in the situation and stress for the rest of their life. You always want to have value to go around, learn more, be more for yourself. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
All right, very good point. Very good point. I want to catch a super chat by Highlander 2016 with $1.99 super chat. Really appreciate that. He says, "Facts, Ed. This drama only affects new travelers." Shout out to you, Highlander 2016. All right, Lord Williamson, what's good, bro?
What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? I just wanted to come in here and tap in, man. Love what you're doing. I agree completely 100% with my man Ed, I believe his name, the white hat. I agree with you 100% on what you're saying. And also you BMT about, people are passport bros for a different reason. My man in the middle said that, we just got to come back and bring back wives. I feel like we just got to mind our business. Me personally, I feel like we just got to do whatever we doing and let whoever's talking 5 million miles away, let them keep talking, because it's fun. It's fun to talk about negative stuff. Like there was probably 5 good things that may have happened today, but I know whenever I looked on Twitter and I saw that Jonathan Majors thing, I was tuned in, because it's something that's not exciting, but it's headline. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you see. So whenever we see these people, these dudes who don't travel, telling us, man, they just going over here to do this, but they've never had the chance to travel, or these females saying, oh, well, they going over here just to do this. To me, it really doesn't even matter. I've been traveling. I do YouTube. I do a vlog. I'm actually coming out there, BMT, April 6th. I'll be in Bangkok, Pattaya. I'll go all through there.
Yeah, are you part of the C3?
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
I see, yeah, man. And I've been tapped in with your channel for the longest, man. So I've been following your movement, and I really respect it. So I'm coming out there. This is my first time. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I was all through South America, Argentina, Brazil, all there. And this is my first time in Asia. So I'm really excited to see. And I get that same stuff. Like, you're just going to Colombia to do this and that. And I'm like, well, you've only heard the negative things about Colombia, correct? Have you ever heard of Guatapé? Have you ever heard of Barranquilla? Have you ever heard of all these places that I go? But nobody talks about that, because nobody talks about the views. They only talk about what's negative. So I just think that we just need to do us as black men and keep doing us. You know what I'm saying? And let whoever it is want to talk, let them keep talking, man, because they just going to be watching anyways, and they're always going to have an opinion. But the passport, bro, anything we do is going to be negative, man. Anything we do is going to be negative. So
in your opinion, even if it's a name change, it's going to be negative, you think?
Yeah, they're going to, when you and your girl in an argument, she going to find a way to find a way
right.
to make something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a name change, and I forgot who said it, if we give them a name change, it's like we kind of like appease into what they kind of want. You know what I'm saying? If we give them a name change, like
unless we name it Fruity Man Travels.
Yeah,
we already got that option.
Hey, y'all won't have to hear me say Fruity Man Travels at all. Like, I would not be a part of that movie. But I like to think of myself as I'm not a passport bro. I'm just a brother with a passport and I use it frequently. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted, man. I'm about to go get my hot yoga on in the Matrix. I got about one more week out here, then I'm gonna be your way, man. So I definitely tap back in with you and we can hopefully link up, man. Or whoever in here is in Thailand too as well.
Safe travels.
Y'all coming in a very hectic month, man. Bring your water guns.
Well, so I'm gonna be there. So I'm a expat. So I was just in Argentina for 2 months, and I went to Brazil for a month, and then Colombia for 2 months. And I'll be out there for a month. I'll be in Thailand for a month, and I'm gonna probably go to Philippines and Tokyo. So I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be posted. I'm gonna be ready to have fun, but then I'm gonna also see what life is like, regular wise.
Okay, cool, man. Cool. I want to give a shout out to Highlander 2016 once again for the $99 super chat. I really appreciate that. He said the haters are mad that the truth came out. All right. Good point. You said you had a question for Ed.
Yeah. Ed, I totally agree with what you were saying about the shaming in regards to the women, but what about with the men that are shaming against us?
Oh, I was going to ask you that too, bro. It's good. That's a good question.
Well, I think that first of all, I think you have to. I think they're worse than the women. I mean, to keep it real, I want to keep it PG, for my man BMT. But I think that it's just pure jealousy on their part. And also to answer your question, Global, they're pandering. They're panda bears. These guys have been friend zoned. They've been friend zoned by these chicks. So it might be a combination. Either they're not available, they're not able, or in a position that they can travel like that. And then now they're stuck in the matrix for whatever reason it might be. So they need to pander, right? Or they have a church, an organization, a YouTube channel where their core audience is the community, is the sisters. So they got to put, I'll give you a prime example of that. When you talk about that, and I'm not going to even name the guy's page, but there was a dude on there that was going in hard on Passport Bros, like really hard. So I just snuck in the chat trolling. And I was just like, how many of y'all have been to these places that you talking all this crap about? How many of y'all can show me not food stamps, but show me a passport stamp? That's what I want to see. You feel me? And you know what he did? He automatically put me in timeout. I came back, he timed me out again. And then when I went back the next time he did a live, he made it for subscribers only with no comments. That shows the cowardice. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to these brothers, a lot of them are pandering, man. Think about this. In Global and BMT, my man, I want you to think about this. The black woman in America is probably the most educated, the most wealthy she's ever been. As much as they cry and complain about how hard they got it way better than their mothers and grandmothers ever had it. Period. And then you got to sit back and look at like the Sierra situation when Sierra made that song about be independent girl and all of that, even though you married to a dude with a $290 million contract, right? Why would she make that song? She made that song because the record label needs those angry single black women to buy that content. Because if she's single and she doesn't have a man, what does she have to spend her money on? She wants to go around the people that co-sign on her insecurities and her BS, and they want that money. So I think that a lot of those guys that are hating on Passport Bros have ulterior motives as well. Besides just being pure weak, haters or whatever, they need to align themselves with the hate because it's financially beneficial to them.
Good point. Let me catch the super chat and I'm gonna get back to you, Global Passport. Highlander 2016.9 super chat. Really appreciate that. Once again, he says April is the best month to go to Thailand. You're right, man. It's going to be hectic. I hope you guys, like I said before, I hope you guys are going to be ready. Have your water guns ready.
April 14th through April 16th is Khmer New Year as well here in Cambodia, and they do the same thing with the water guns here.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. We gotta link up when next time I go to Cambodia, bro. Most definitely. I want to give a shout out to W Secret to Success vlog with the $4.99 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, great topic. Guys, do you prefer Pattaya or the John TM area and why? I prefer the John TM area because it's more like a residential area, and you might not hear the music from the clubs and the bars like that out there, even though there are clubs and bars out there. But to answer your question, yeah, I prefer living in John TM. All right. Let me catch the super chat. Somebody says, can I come on for a few? Yeah, just follow the link, bro. You can come on. And I want to ask you. Hold on. Who's that?
Yeah.
That's you, Howard?
That's me. Yeah. I was gonna say something real quick. Yeah, I'm about to be out, man. I just want to say, happy trails, everyone. Just hopefully everyone stays safe out there. Good panel. Hope everyone, just stays positive and just ignore all the negative. Man. Really appreciate you being on the panel.
Good point, man.
Appreciate you coming BMT, on. It's a little late here in Can't. I got to bounce as well. Global, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too,
I urge more brothers to get on the panel, express your views. It's very important that we have dialogue amongst each other, because the beauty of Black men is the fact that we can see ourselves in the younger cats, and they need that guidance right now in order to keep this movement in a positive way. So much love to you, BM2 Global, everybody in the chat, and I'll hit y'all up later, man. Be safe.
Right. Thanks for that, man.
Peace. I'm gonna send you an email soon, bro. We gotta do another show.
All right, do it. All right, man. Peace.
All right, peace. I want to give a shout out to Black Soul King with a $20 super chat, man. I really appreciate it. He says, silence is security. What they don't know, they can't critique.
True.
Good point.
Very true.
Very good point. Now I want to ask you. I really wanted just for the whole panel to ask you, but I ask you guys that's on the panel now. How important is legacy to you? When I mean legacy, how important is family and passing down wealth and raising your children to you and to, let's just say, most men in general? How important is that?
It's very important because of where we came from and what we have been through as a people. Now we can have our own wealth. We have made successes in various industries. Mostly it's been in athletics and music. Now it's time to branch out and do it in other things. And I'm starting to see some areas of like cybersecurity where you're seeing a lot of Blacks starting to rise up in that industry. And I would like to see that grow stronger, so that way we have another industry where we're thinkers, not just using our physical attributes or something like that. We're thinking and we're creative and stuff like that, in the sense that we're educated and we're doing these things. I mean, we do have them in these other industries, but they're very small in nature. But we're starting to see it more and more in the whole cybersecurity realm, because I've seen a number of YouTubers and TikTokers who are African Americans who are out there, posting it. And this is a very lucrative type of career that I'm seeing, because you can make 6 figures almost straight off the bat your first year. So,
and cybersecurity.
Yeah. And that's a legacy. You can start off with that type of a legacy, because I think there was one podcast where there's one African-American dude, he was making about $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a legacy we need to start as a people. It can be in anything really, but to see it happen somewhere, that's important for us as a people. especially what we've been through with the struggle with the civil rights, with slavery, the civil rights movement, and what we've been, it's very, very important that we educate ourselves and move up, and we bring that to the next generation, and we built that generational wealth. Stop wasting it on things that are useless, that depreciates, Birkin bags, $30,000 bags that actually cost $800 to make. So you're wasting $29,200 on nothing, things like that. That's very important.
Good point. Yogi, you there? You on mute?
Yeah,
Oh, there you
BNT,
go.
can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear
we
me?
hear you.
What's going on?
What's going on, brother?
I don't know if you was tapped in, but I was asking the panel basically how important legacy is to you and men in general, in your opinion.
Oh, legacy is number one. It's the cause of wars. It's the reason why men get up and go to work every day. It's the reason why men are competitive. It's the reason why, as a little boy, as an adolescent, you're competitive, you're athletic, and you're in sports. All this, and while we're businessmen, while we're creators, skillsmen, craftsmen, we're all those different things. Whatever we're serious about, discipline is to secure ourselves into the future. The only way we can live forever is by to have seed, have offspring, and that's driving. That's one of the major factors that's driving the entire travel movement, because the family law here in the United States has decimated the nuclear original family, where they put contracts in between the men and women, where the woman is incentivized to break the contract and she gets a payout, and she breaks the family. And there's another system designed to support her and alienate the dad, the father, from the kids. So with that right there has hindered millions of men from uh from being what's in your DNA, from being a protector and provider, because you can't be responsible for something that's not in your house, that you don't have control over. And so a lot of men have had kids but still unfulfilled in their legacy, because they're not being able to instill and raise the offspring, their own offspring, because of the family law system and the system that's going on in the U.S. So it's causing brothers to look outside of the U.S. for more traditional culture and women, so it can cut the risk down of having a split, broken family due to incentivized no default divorces and alimony and all these governmental assistance things that's anti-family. And that's really the core of the entire travel movement for legacy. And we're starting to see now, we're becoming more wiser to see that, hey, it's hard to have a legacy in a place where the laws are like this and it's set up like this, uh and so we're looking beyond the borders. And so Passport Bros is a solution to father alienation. Is a solution to systematic oppression of the black family and black men in general here in the United States. And Passport Bros is a solution, and it's a solution on those two fronts, but also on the front of uh, being recovering. A lot of us, and I'm dealing with this myself, a lot of us have PSTD from our father alienation, and our kids and families being taken from us, and child support and going to jail and these different type things. A lot that's and I'm gonna start labeling it like it needs to be labeled. That's the equivalent of PSTD. What did they say when they take the child from a mother? Oh my God, how could you do that to her? You take her kids away, she has nothing to live for. And what do you think that does for a man if you take his offspring away from him? He has no drive. He doesn't want to. That's why you see Passport Bros, black men that have went through this oppression. They don't want to participate in the economic system in America anymore. So they're holding their dollars. They're not going out on the dating scene and taking extra trips to the mall and things that we used to do that drove this American economy. And see, that brings in the shame and the finger pointing part, because when you really want to affect someone, take your dollars and take them to another place. And ultimately, That's what's going on, because we want a legacy, and we want a legacy where we're able to raise our kids, and the culture is not incentivized to be anti-family.
Mm-hmm. Very good point.
So that's
Very
my
good point.
that's my point from that. But I actually got on the panel to make another point with what you was talking about in the title of the show or whatnot.
Okay, let me catch the super chats, and I'll get right back to you.
Okay.
Shout out to the Black Cleaner Restory with the 5 super chat. He says American Maroons was a negative group. We are in good company. American Maroons. I'm not really sure what that means, bro. But
yeah, that's
super
what
chat.
we off.
Shout out to Corey Green. Corey Green, okay, that's the homie, I think. With the 5 super chat, he says, I'll be back on the 10th, bro. I'm at 155,000 a year right now in cyber. I can give advice to bros on that end of the game. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a show, man, about certs and cybersecurity soon, bro.
I got 2 of my certs, and next week I take the test for my 3rd. I just finished my program, and I'm right now job hunting right now in cybersecurity.
Okay. Shout out to you, man. Congrats, bro.
Thank you.
Yoga, you said you had something to say on the topic?
Yes. Now you was saying about, should you change the name or change the name from Passport Bros on your Facebook and the hashtag or whatnot, right?
Right.
That would be the most unwisest thing to do. Now what needs to happen is brothers need to have their merchandise, which some brothers already have in place, that's capturing some of the energy from the movement, no matter if it's negative or positive. All the stuff that they tried to do, label on Austin with CNN and all that, it has pushed the hashtag Passport Bros. They're talking on the radio, on TikTok, and all these different people are putting it all over social media to get clicks and views. So no, do not change it. Let's strategize on ways to monetize and maximize from it. Since your net is already in position and you one of the people early in this Passport Bros game and a leader and an influencer in it. So no, do not change the name. It's time for other brothers that's traveling, that has that's established, that has money aside to do any type of investments or investing in the movement, because the younger brothers that hadn't got their passports right now, in the next 3 years, there's going to be millions of them that's going to get their passports in the U.S. And this is the aftermath of all of this here, CNN and all of this stuff on social media and with Austin, and they talking about it all on the radio. We got to look at what's going to be the effect of it. What the effect is, in the next 3 years, these younger brothers are going to be applying to get their passport as soon as they get 18. So us brothers that's moving out here now, traveling on the international scale, this is the time for us to partner up, come together, or do your thing solo, and think of businesses and services that next 2 or 3 million young black men from 2023 to 2025, 2026, and they're going to be venturing out. And how can we provide a business or a service for them where it's a win-win, where they have a better experience traveling and we can make money from it? That's what needs to happen.
Good point.
I got a question for you. You had made a mention about preparing guys to go overseas and do all these things. What about the guys that just want to go overseas to get a wife and bring them back to the United States? What's your viewpoint on that?
What's my viewpoint on guys that they want to have a legacy? That's how I view it.
Have a legacy, but it would be with a foreign wife. I mean, your viewpoint on that.
Are you asking what's your point on bringing them back to the States, basically?
Yeah.
I don't advise it, but what you have to say, Yoga?
Well, it's up to the. I would say it's up to the guy. You know, it's legal. They can do it. It's up to the guy. Depends. Let me give you a little bit of how I see it going for me. How I see it going for me is I'm gonna do half of the year in the U.S. during the summertime. The other half of the year I'm gonna do in a tropical setting where my wife is from, and she could. And if I come back, we have kids, start a family. I'll start bringing her and the kids with me once we have kids. over in the summertime to the U.S., but then we going back over to a home country, and that's why I want to do the majority primary raising of my kids. So if you're gonna get married and marry a woman from another culture, of course you're gonna bring up. She's gonna visit and be involved with your family here in the U.S. And if y'all gonna have kids, but the U.S. won't be primarily where I'm gonna raise my next my next go round with this thing, and getting married and all of that. So I'm not hating guys that do. More power to them. If all things can be done. It just depends on the route that you want to go. Some routes might take more energy and more to get things accomplished. More routes might be more easier. And for me, I'm the type of guy. Let's keep it simple and let's look for the easiest route to get it done. So from what I know from a legal standpoint, it's not that I dislike the woman in the U.S. What it is it's the system. If they have the law set up where they can just divorce you with no fault and take half of your money, your assets, and you pay them out for 18 to 25 years, the woman from another culture, they'll come here and they'll take advantage of that system the same way. In the same way, just like if you take women from America and take them to what we call the third world environment where those systems don't exist, you will see them behave differently. They will have to adjust how they behave. So I would just say for any brothers that's bringing a woman back to the U.S., be cautious that the systems change the minute you and her get off the airplane into the U.S. borders. That's the U.S. laws. So she could go somewhere and other women tell her, hey, this is how we do it in the U.S. and you don't like this, and you can control the man in the household. And if he won't let you control the household, you go down and file this and you file that, and you're going to control the household. So it could be either way, but those are things just in place. And I would advise guys that travel, brothers that travel, look up the marriage laws, child support, family law in that foreign country. Look it up for the Dominican Republic, for Colombia, Brazil, Canada, England, Turkey, Uganda, Thailand, China. Look them up where you're going, because they have those similar systems. But what it is they might have situations where they're not taking. If you do child support or get divorced, it's not 50% of your income or 25% or nothing like that. Or situations where the child doesn't automatically go to custody to the woman. So you just would have to research those things.
Okay.
Good point. Shout out to Trey. He says, get married in her country, have your child in her country, set yourself up for success. Also got another super chat here by Sherwin Kerr. Appreciate that $10 super chat. He says, I'm planning to bring my wife to the U.S. and then in the next few years, we will return and live in Thailand. Shout out to you. Appreciate that $10 super chat. All right. We got okay. Let me drop another link because some other guys want to get on the panel. We'll be here for a few more. Then we're going to go ahead and end the show. All right. So I just dropped the link. Let's see if you guys want to come on up.
Aaron, you know what needs to take place? And it's prime for it. We need a mega event, man. It's brothers that's in the U.S., brothers in Colombia, Brazil, DR, Thailand, all the countries in Africa, up in Europe. Brothers ready to do a big mega event since they had the passport bros all on TV, national news, international news. It's time for us to do a mega event and start planning this. And I think we'll have a turnout, man. We might have turnout 5,000-10,000 brothers come through.
That's a good point, man.
Actually, something's going down next week, April 1st. A lot of guys on TikTok, that's Passport Bros. We stopped going on lives with these women to discuss issues. We're not responding to any more of these memes. We just black man silence. We're done. We're not
Code of silence.
Yeah. We're not going to talk to these people anymore. We're done.
Chad the Great, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, I think Global Passport was talking about Theo. He's the guy that works in IT. that usually pops up on some of these panels here and there, or he super chats a lot of the Black creators. He's basically, he has his own private Facebook group where he teaches IT. Basically, you don't need a degree, and he'll also help you get employment. But you really have to be serious about it. He teaches for free, but you just have to buy the course materials, like a couple books or whatever, which costs you maybe less than $200 or something like that. But he doesn't have a YouTube channel. You really have to catch him on one of these panels. Like he's usually on like International Passport, or he supports a couple other black YouTubers that are in the travel space. He's a cool person, but yeah. Basically, if you're a Black guy and you're willing to learn, he'll teach you IT for free, pretty much cybersecurity. You just have to buy the course materials. And he help you get a 6-figure job. So he's also doing a meetup in Brazil, I believe in like May or June, for people that are in his IT course. And then I think he opens up his course again in sometime in like September or October for brothers that want to get in it. But like I said, you just have to catch him on one of them panels for him to catch his info to get in his group. And then what I want to say also is our older brother told me a little while ago, which I never like really paid attention to it. He said a Black man's greatest enemy is always going to be another Black man. It's not necessarily because of skin color, because he's not taught how to cooperate with another Black man. He's not really taught how to like pretty much doesn't see another Black man as an enemy. That's why there's so much like discourse in the Black community, so on and so forth. So when you see what's going on with the whole Passport Bro movement now, a lot of guys, you see brothers are like taking screenshots and stuff and sending them out to these blogs and these haters and so on and so forth to make it a big stir or bring up these negative stories about brothers or whatever. When men are really just looking for happiness, it seems like in America, it has turned from hey, let's make the man happy, and the man will make the entire community happy, to making a woman happy and men getting nothing out of it. So I pretty much call brothers the simp soldiers, man. They're like the
man, my light is jacked up.
they're like kind of like the the German secret police from back in the days that went over there to like scare certain type of people or whatever. So I call them the simp soldiers. So those are the type of dudes I try to stay away from.
Good point. We got some guys in the building. We got Brandur in the building. We got Corey in the building. What's good?
Hey, could you guys hear me? Could you hear me?
Hey, we hear you loud and clear. That's like I'm from Memphis or something. We hear you loud and clear, bro. We got Antoine in the building. Like he getting his morning workout on. What's going on today, bro? Brother, what's good?
No, I'm just I'm just seeing whites in the car. Well, first of all, salute BMT, Brandur, Global Passport Crew, definitely yoga. Yeah, that still tripped me out. How you say I'm one of the biggest YouTubers on our YouTube channel. That tickled me every time. But he was right. We are already in position. Yeah, so don't give up. We already in the fight. And let me this one thing I really wanted to say. Do y'all understand all the feedback we're getting, especially by the women? Do you know how embarrassing this is to them? Do y'all know that they've never been embarrassed like this before?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do y'all understand that?
I'm not following. What you mean by embarrassed? I'm not following.
Oh, because you're supposed to be the smart, educated, strong, independent, don't need no man, specifically a Black man. Okay, so you having all these credentials, and I always say they do everything to push you away, but do nothing to keep you. So all your men have left. Okay, and all these other women, around the country, around the world, they want you, and they just looking at them as a failure because you failed to do all the right things to keep your men around. So it's an embarrassing for everybody to see. Well, your men are leaving, they coming here, so don't get mad at us. Take that up with him. But it's really embarrassing to them, and saying the guys that follow them too, because like I said, a lot of them ain't gonna tell you they on child support, that alimony hitting them. They ain't gonna tell you they just got somebody pregnant, or get kids still young. They just not able to do what we're doing.
let me ask you a question. Is it embarrassment or pride? Because I think both are synonymous with each other. I think what you're saying is pride, because synonymous, what I'm hearing you say is that they're embarrassed. And I don't think they've been embarrassed, because they've been saying the same thing for years upon years and upon years. We don't need a man. Basically, they outraged us. They think they're better than us. They think they look better than us. They think they're more physical. You get into fights, altercation. They always want to win. The court, they're winning. So in my point of view, they think they had a standard that they were used to, and we're not fitting that mold anymore. And now that we got a voice, all of a sudden it's more pride. How dare you go to another country? Another woman don't want you. Philippine women don't want you. They don't know better. They first of all, they're uneducated. I mean, they dirty. They have no money. They only want you for green card. And when they find out women don't want to come out here because they're comfortable being at home around family and they just been raised different, all of a sudden they jump on another woman. Well, Dominican women, oh, look at them. I mean, third world country, they have no money. Then when they find out the Dominican women are there, they're supportive, they're trying to be. Let me just bring it back. Every country has their fallbacks. Every country has their little traits, but that doesn't have to do anything with a black woman. The issue that hits a black woman is that you're going somewhere else. The educated, smart, articulate black man who has enough money to have discretionary income, all of a sudden he's taking his service somewhere else. And last year, for years and years and years, you were telling me you don't need us. So now if you don't need us, is it shame or pride? Just putting that out there. It's a shame or pride.
Yeah, it could be. It could be, but I still see a little embarrassment because I know, you said all these things, done all these things, and somehow your men still, rose to the top. They're in the articles, headlines, and you just, it's like, I mean, they're gonna always give you pushback. But I always, told men, I say, they always see you as workhorses, tools, and disposables. That's how you seem. Nothing else. That's it. I know, and I said all those three things because I know. Yeah, when I say those three words, a lot of people nod their heads like, yeah, this is an everyday thing.
Good point.
But I think that's
hold on, Bridger, real quick, because I want to get Corey. He's been patiently waiting there. What's good, Corey?
I'm chilling, man. What's good, Aaron?
What's good, man?
I'm back out there on the 10th, man. We're gonna make some. I'm gonna go to Samoy, from the 10th to the 13th, and then I'll be out there on the 13th or 14th. Those dinners have you ever gone to those dinners that they have in Cajun Life?
No, I haven't. I've been to Cajun Life, but I haven't been to any of the dinners.
So every Thursday, there's a group of brothers, a pretty big group of brothers that have a dinner at Cajun Life Cafe.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be there. That'll be the 13th. I'll be there. And I think a couple other YouTube dudes. I think Chocolate Man's gonna be there, and I think Time to Retire is gonna be there as well. So
okay.
Yeah, cool. I'm trying to get into some investments out there and things like that. Yeah, we gonna pop it off.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh, and then one more thing I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
One more thing I wanted to say is that, like I said in the chat, I'm at 155K right now, here in Virginia, close to Norfolk, doing cyber. So if dudes need the game, what I'll say is for Cass to start off with, get that Security Plus cert, get your CompTIA cert, get your CYSA, get your GCRC cert, and then if obviously, hopefully you don't have felonies and things like that, so you can get a security clearance. Once you get
Hey, can we talk offline? Because my son, he's 20 years old. He's in college and he's studying. He has a lot of search. I like to talk to you offline about stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll throw my email in the chat for the StreamYard chat.
Can you put in the private room?
Yo, BMT. Yo, BMT, I'm gonna drop off.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it in Brownsville. We'll pick back up on that. If I see you go live or something. So y'all salute.
Yeah, cool.
I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Corey, could you put in the private chat?
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
Oh, thanks, man. I really want to get with you on that, man, because I need to get this boy on point. He wouldn't take my degree, so he loves IT, man. He was born for it, so I got to push him. But I don't have to push him. He's there himself. He's really motivated. So let me get
right. But yeah, Aaron. So like I said, I'll be out there. I'm saying we definitely got to make. Are you going to Rolling Loud?
I might go, man. I'm not really too big into concerts like that, but I might pull up.
And Corey, I just copied your email address. You may get something from me as well. I got Security Plus, certified ethical hacker, and I'm working on my CYSA right now.
All right, cool. Yeah, just hit me up. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna. Well, I'm not sure because I'm only gonna be out there for a week. But I know it's gonna be a lot of, it's gonna be a lot of choosing going on out there, man. It's gonna be the killing fields out there. If I was with my girl, I'd be cleaning up.
Yeah, man, it's that happens regardless out here. But it's gonna be a whole lot more.
Yeah.
But Brad Drew, I want to get back to you real quick because I'm really happy you got on. Now, are you familiar with the story about the guys that was in Medellin that were shot at? You hear about that?
The one on Big Boss. No,
Razor Ray's channel.
Yeah, Razor Ray. Refresh. I was trying to look it up, but not sure. No.
Okay, so basically, give you a quick rundown because I just want your opinion on this. These guys were leaving the park. They had on they Colombian jerseys and they had some shoulder bags on, and they were shot at basically. It wasn't attempted robbery or anything like that. They were basically just shot at. I just wanted to know, since you're Latino, what's your opinion on that?
Man, look, I'm having a lot of uptick.
Because he said something. He mentioned something that he thought it might could have been because they were black, or maybe it was some type of form of racism. What's your thoughts?
Racism, I don't think so, because they don't really there's racism everywhere. And there's some sort of it, but over there it's more about wealth. It's more about rich. Really not about skin color for the most part. The rich people do practice some sort of racism, but it's going to be more based upon their own social standing. But for the most part, on like middle class to below, they don't really practice that. If you ever been to all the parties and hangout spots and everything with the locals, they really don't practice that. Everybody's everybody. But I've been noticing an uptick and a lot of people reaching out to me. I think I had like 4 or 5 Colombian female reach out to me and wanted me to sponsor them to go to Panama because I'm a Panamanian citizen, American citizen. I've had like 5 or 6 girls call me up like, hey, could you sponsor me? I'm like, what the hell's going on in Colombia? And they're saying it's going crazy right now. People are shooting, people are robbing. It's hard to find jobs. I got a girl that called me today who was trying to get to Panama. She was denied Panama because she had money. She didn't have money in the bank. Now she called me to go to Mexico. So it's a lot of people leaving Colombia. I do know that there was 2 females that put Palomina and another 2 older women around 50 years old, put Palomina on Colombian females and then robbed her. So things are going out of hand. I could tell you, look, I'll give you a good one. I was in Panama like a month ago and I was partying with 4 girls. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you how crazy we got, but we were partying. I was in La Boca Chica. We were partying, hanging out, went back to their crib. Everybody's butt naked. There's like 5 or 4 girls, only me. I ain't trying to tell you my story, but I'm telling you. And we were just chilling, hanging loose. And mostly everybody parties in Colombia for the most part right now is hooked on that Tutsi and weed and it's just the scene is crazy right now in Colombia, the way I saw it. I mean, the girls were doing it right in front of me like it was nothing. Everybody was just like, it was like a normal scene. I don't do drugs. I wasn't into it. But the girls are doing it like it was nothing. Tootsie, party drugs, drinking. And they brought that whole atmosphere to Panama. And it was like we were hanging loose. So it seems lately.
Real quick, Brandon, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Is there anything wrong with what they have on in Medellin with the shorts and anything like that? Were they targeted because somebody mentioned that they look like foreigners?
I mean, there's not that many concentration of black people there, but it could have been anything nowadays, man. For real, Medellin is rough right now. I mean, you got to go on a swivel. You can't go out there just to party, hang loose, and not watch around because there's no jobs. The drug is increased. That Tootsie's high. The girls are really about getting that. I mean, they're savages right now. Like I told you, man, I had like at least 4 or 5 girls reach out to me. I mean, and these are some girls that I've known for 4 or 5 years. Everybody's trying to get out. Everybody's trying to even go to Spain because there's no visa. Panama's hard to get into. They're going to Mexico. So I would tell you guys, man, watch your back. It seems like Colombia is hardcore right now. So I know you guys are just concentrate on one thing, but the things that.
But just in your quick opinion, just give us your quick opinion. Why do you think they were shot at?
I don't know any particulars about this. I mean, look, concentration of black people there. If they're flaunting money, I don't know how they're walking. I don't know how they go. I don't know their mannerisms. I don't know anything. But what I'm saying is, man, these are third world countries. Things are rough right now. And
would it possibly be because the guy that was on the that got interviewed, he's mentioned that he thought it might be a gang initiation. Do they do things like that for gang initiation? Just shoot at foreigners?
I'm not quite sure because depending on what gang, what they're doing. I mean, I'm not sure. Could be the wrong neighborhood, wrong time. Like that thing in Mexico, people are driving by, they got kidnapped and 2 people got killed. You never know what it is. But one thing we know is that it's really not safe. And you be going out there with your head not a swivel and don't have somebody who's walking you around. And if you're going there for specific, I would tell you take safe countries right now, man, until everything calms down. If you're not fluent in the language, if you don't have somebody you're going to visit, don't be going out there. Nobody speaks Spanish and you think it's cool and let's bring these girls to the house because everybody's trying to get you right now. I mean, I've heard stuff that females are putting their names in websites and then going home and cleaning somebody's house out. But it's rough, man. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I was going to buy Colombia and I looked the other day. Colombia apartments right now going for $29,000 to $76,000 for a condo in Colombia. That's how cheap it is. It's rough out there.
Is that Medellin though? Or
Medellin,
like maybe
you could get a house in Medellin if you go to propiedades, because you know I look for property all the time to buy. If you go to propiedades and if you look all over Medellin, you see pre-construction. They used to be 110 to 140, or even 2 upwards. Now they start around 60,000. You get a house, you can get a condo in Medellin for 60,000 now pre-construction. You know, I mean, because the dollar went up and it's rough out there, man. It's rough. I mean, I got a lot of my guy friends that are Colombian that are leaving Colombia to go to Spain, or they're going to Costa Rica. Everybody's trying to get out of there. It's rough right now.
Okay. Okay. I got a super chat here. I think this question is for you, Corey. Shout out to Bob. Super chat. He says, "Can you work remote after getting your security plus?"
More than likely not. It would be a situation where you need to have a lot of experience, but if you have a lot of experience, there's no reason for you to just have security plus. It can happen, but once you get to like your level 3, your information assurance manager level 3 stuff like CISSP, IAT level 3 like CASP, which is CompTIA, then that's when the remote work starts to come in a little bit more. And then also like if you're like a network guy, or if you're, it just depends. There's a lot of variables to it. I will say the one field, which is the field that I'm in cyber, which is like risk management specifically, that focus, it's a very niche focus. The chances of finding something remote are higher with that because you're dealing with a lot of policy aside from the technical stuff.
Okay. All right, I got another super chat. Appreciate you answering that question, Corey. I got another super chat by Free Society Inc. with $2 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says certain parts of Colombia is a wolf's nest.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Shout out to Skillmore. He says Branzier always gives good advice. Yes, he does, man. Shout out to Branzier, man. He ain't been on the panel in a minute, bro. Where you been at?
Buying properties, man. It's a good time to load up on properties right now. Like I said, I bought. If you looked at my last video, I bought a property in Panama just now, overlooking the ocean, right in Cinta Costera. They had a property, 1 bedroom, and possibly another bedroom for $81,000. Pre-construction. Okay. You put 10% down, which would be like $8,000, and you pay like $2,000 every month until you finish it. There's a lot of properties right now. Rent is $1,000 to $1,500 in Panama, in the area that I'm in. If you do the math, you're doing $81,000 for $1,000 or $1,500 a month for the rest of your life. HOA is $81. No parking, but you can buy parking separate. There's so many.
Oh, you said the rent is $1,000 to $1,500 a month.
Yes, sir. Right now in Panama, where I'm at, if you look like Balboa, Buena Vista, the rent is going because that's where the Hilton, the Four Seasons, all those big hotels and stuff like that is in that area. You have shopping center, you have the city. I mean, people have BMW, Mercedes. It's the well-to-do area in Panama. So in that area, because there's a lot of hospitals, it goes for $1,000 to $1,500. $1,000 without no furniture, $1,500 with furniture overlooking the ocean. They just built a place called Sands. I think it's going for $165 overlooking. You could guys look it up on Google. It's called Sands Mall. It's a mall right on the water. It's drop dead gorgeous. I'm kicking myself. They went $110 for a view. If you'd have bought a pre-construction, by the time I saw it, because I was in Panama 2 weeks ago, I was like, damn, this shit is banging. By the time I saw it, it's a 165, but I was doing some other deals. So, and then there's a lot of gourmet shops and supermarkets you could buy out there. So, just putting other things, like I said, man, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of, like he said, business ventures. I was going to do the dispensary in Thailand, but you know, my thing, if I'm not there, I can't oversee something when I'm not there actually looking at it unless it's real estate. So,
okay.
But there's a lot of possibility. Like in Panama, it's called 24 Encuentro, which is defined 24 Encuentro. You could do it everywhere. And real quick before I get off the subject, if you want to do something like this, the best thing for you to do is get a real estate agent in a foreign country. Even though you could do pre-construction, you may not need it. Get a real estate agent and then get a lawyer to check out the papers, because a lot of papers you may not know, and you guys don't speak Spanish, so you may need something in that. But the process is easy. I mean, I'm coordinating it from here, from the States. And like I said, you give 10% and then you pay monthly for it until it's built. And when it's built, you get the key. The HOA is like $90, $80, and the rent is around $1,000 to $1,500. So it's a no-brainer. You get 2-3 houses like for $240, and now you have like $4,500 disposable income.
Okay.
So, and then you can buy cash, because I'm doing all mine to cash. I mean, it's called something called hipotecaria, which is a person who lends you money, but you have to have a Panamanian bank account, which I do have. And with that, you go and get loans. But that's if I want to open a supermarket, which is down the street.
Can American citizens get a Panamanian bank account?
Yes. You have to show your W-2 form, a form of where you're getting the money from. And you got to come with your W-2, your a pay stub, and then you can do it at a specific place. And they'll give you a different rate, but they'll give you some comparable rates too.
Okay. And in your opinion, is Panama safer than Colombia?
That's the only reason I'm in Panama, because you know I'm a Colombia head. I love Colombia to death. I'm a Colombia head. Panama, tell you the truth, what I've noticed, because I love Colombia more. I ain't gonna mump it. But Panama's safer. First of all, we took over Panama like 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And therefore, Panama's military is the United States. So therefore, nobody's gonna mess with you. Their police officers are really in control of the country, so therefore nobody's gonna mess with you. If you live in the right areas, what I like is that you could drive. Look, I drive a Mercedes and a BMW, right? I ain't trying to say I'm rich, but I live well. So if I go to Panama, I want to live the same standard and don't want to be bothered. In Punta Paitilla and areas like that, you could drive a Mercedes and Beamer, no problem, because everybody has one. There's yachts, there's stuff. Everybody's rich out there, so nobody's gonna bother you. There's a lot of niche restaurants, niche stuff, roof parties, so you can live comparable to the United States, the life you would live here. Now, if I was in Colombia, would I be able to do that? No, because you're gonna get robbed, going to hit, stuff like that. Panama, it's not gonna be that. There's a lot of police presence, but the girls are coming at you, because I mean, I was picking up girls at the mall, at the train station, but I speak Spanish, in train station, whatever, and just your lifestyle. I mean, for the most part, I'm at Balboa, which is Cinta Costera, which is the boardwalk. I'm driving a car. So it's just your lifestyle, depending on what you want to do. But to me, it's an easier life. I'm not worried about the government. I'm not worried about getting shot. I don't have to worry about none of that. And plus, I get private parking in my spot. So for me, it's a no-brainer. And Colombia's only 45 minutes away. Cuba's only 45 minutes away. Santo Domingo's 45 minutes away. So if I want to do a day trip or go on the weekend, I could easily go to Colombia, because Panama's part of Colombia.
You mean the Santo Domingo in the DR?
Yeah, it's only 45 minutes away. Okay. Remember, from Panama, Jamaica is the next country from Panama, and then you have DR, then Puerto Rico. These if you go out Caribbean side, but Panama used to be part of Colombia, so Colombia is 45 minutes, and Panama's where most of the millionaire Colombians go to hang out anyway. So it was no brainer for me as far as business was concerned. And doing business, I felt more comfortable than doing it in Colombia, where you have I forgot the name of the young man that put 270 in that house, and then he got shot right in front of his house in Barranquilla. Yeah. So, I'm not saying that can't happen, but I saw a lot of it. I was looking at a lot of Venezuela people that are well-to-do. They will pour money into Panama. I spoke to this one guy. He's from Venezuela. He bought a house for $1 million, and that's when I was renting. I think I was paying like $125 a day for that. He bought the whole building, and then he bought every place in the building. I think he had like 9 of them, and then he had a box downstairs. and you went in, you got your box, you went into your room. The room was really gorgeous. You never saw anybody. You came in, did your thing, and chill, hang loose. He never bothered you. But when I started talking to him, he goes, "Man, I'm clearing around 28 to 30,000 a month out here just on Airbnbs off of this one property, and I bought 2 more down the street." And then we talking about Casco Viejo. Now we talking now Casco Viejo is going to cost you like $1 million to come in, 500,000. But there's so much real estate and opportunities because everybody's having fun out there. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking to increase mine to at least, well, I ain't gonna tell you, but I'm trying to get a lot of properties within this year, probably buy 2 to 3 of them. And if I put it out there for 1,000 or 1,500, cool. And it doesn't.
Do you plan on like utilizing Airbnb, or what's your plans with it?
The beautiful thing is, I just got this place. I just bought this place. As a matter of fact, yesterday I put down on it. They call in Panama se dice torre with the buildings, right? And there's 3 buildings attached to it. It has a supermarket, a Rey, has a gym, and all of that. They're going to attach to it. They have a jacuzzi upstairs. They have the whole 9. It's a nice little. It's a different life. It's a certain lifestyle they want to create out there. It's called Harmony. Really easy to get into. 10% down and paid monthly, less than a car. So I'm paying $1,200 a month for the next 3 years, and then they give me the keys. Done. That easy.
Okay. I got a super chat here. Dario Sims with the 5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Name change signals defeat, stress passport etiquette all day long and twice on Sunday. Good point. He's referencing should we change the name from Passport Bros to something else. House of Lamar $2 super chat. This question is for you, Branger. Can U.S. citizens own guns in Panama?
I think you can, but I've never touched that subject because I don't want to own a gun. I'm military, so I did have guns before. But I live in the city, man. I don't want to live. Look, I have a certain lifestyle I want to live. If you've been to La Bocareña, which would be your gusto, in DR would be in Colombia be gusto. In Panama it's called La Bocareña. And it's for coconuts is $15. It's a different lifestyle. Chill, relax, hang loose. But it's in the city. So it's like being in Miami. If you've been to Panama, it's like Miami. So well-to-do people live in Punta Paitilla, stuff like that. But it's safe. You can walk around at night. You can walk with your chain. You won't be bothered. People live well. They have good restaurants out there. And then when you go to Casco Viejo, which is a trendier spot where the presidents are at, there's a lot of military presence there. So in these areas, you won't see any issue. You won't have no issues. If you want to live a good life, now you can get a ton of girls out there because you got all the girls speak bilingual. And all the girls are super pretty. So it's comparable to Colombia to a certain extent. There's a lot of Colombian girls out there that come to work too, depending on what part of town you go to. So, but again, if I want to go to Colombia, it's only an hour ride on Air Panama, or you can go Copa. So it depends what you want out of life. For me, I want a stress-free issue. I don't want nobody bucking shots. I don't want none of that craziness. And I found it in Panama because it's a little safer. But again, I do like Colombia. So I know Colombia.
Have you had? I know the answer to this already. But have you had any incidents in Colombia?
A ton of them. You know that. I've had a ton.
Right.
I've been robbed. I've been Copamina. Damn, I've done everything in Colombia. Now, I've been going to Colombia for 9-10 years, and I go to the local spots. I really hang out with the Americans. Oh, I do hang out with Americans with my boys. In the local,
do you think it's because you're? I mean, of course you're Latino, Panamanian, but is it because you're a foreigner? Are you being targeted?
No. Because all the girls I hang out with, they get robbed more than you guys. I mean, like I said, the girl was riding a motorcycle and they beat her up on a motorcycle, took her keys and took her motos, and that's an everyday thing. When you live in the hood, that's an everyday thing in the hood. You guys don't hear about it, but it happens every day. I was just talking to. I can even call her now. Let me call my Colombian females in Colombia. So you could hear from them because I could talk BS all day.
Okay, hold up. Okay, while you do that, let me catch the super chat real quick because I want to answer this question. I'm gonna put you on mute, but you can take yourself off when you're ready, Branger. Mike O Show with a $4.99 super chat. It's a great question. He says, "What country would you say is the most lucrative for Airbnb?" In my opinion, I'm gonna say Brazil. Brazil, the apartments in that Copacabana, Ipanema area, and Barra da Tijuca for the most part. They're pretty somewhat. It's not really expensive, but they're up there. You know, $800 to $1,000 a month. But the thing about Brazil is you have the carnival, and when you have the carnival, that's like a month that you can charge 2-3 times for your Airbnb. You can Airbnb, that's $1,000. You can charge easily $3,000 for that apartment that month. Also, if you build your apartment to what I would call an American standard, that's going to give you an edge over the other Airbnbs. And you can actually put, you know, when you show the pictures, you just put American standard, you know, build, meaning that it's up to date. Change the outlets. If I had a choice of where I would put my Airbnbs, mostly it would definitely be Brazil, because you have a little bit of an edge of the competition, and you have the carnival coming there as well. So that's my opinion. I don't know if anybody on the panel wants to touch on that, but Brazier, what do you think about that, real quick?
Airbnb, could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Panama, same thing. Airbnbs are really lucrative right now. I think Airbnbs everywhere, because even when we go to, because I was in Thailand, I was in Switzerland, and I was in Mexico. Airbnbs are the spot. Like, you know, in Thailand, Airbnbs, you can't do Airbnbs against the law, but we do it on the hush hush. Airbnbs, I hope you guys know Airbnbs against the law in Thailand. Only certain, you can't do it anywhere, but they still do it anyway. And that's,
you have to put it in like you have to have like a Thai business partner, or put it in your Thai girl's name or something like that.
But Airbnbs are still prohibited. They're not because they want the tourism, but they want you to go to hotels. They don't want you to do Airbnbs. So they always do it on the hush hush. Most countries do it like that. Panama, Colombia, all those countries, Airbnbs is not permitted, but people do it anyway. Yeah, Panama, you can make some good money off Airbnb. Colombia, depending wherever you go, Cartagena, Barranquilla, Santa Marta, every place like that. But Airbnb is a good place to do. Even in the US, you can make money on that. So, you know, depending which one out of town. But again, the buy-in right now, if you buy in, like if you right now you can buy in really cheap in most of these countries because the economy is shitty and worse, and the dollar's so strong. So you can make a ton of money if you have 80, 90,000, even if you just want to do payments. If you don't mind waiting, because I don't live in these countries. So for me to have a build a construction is easy. Could you do that though? Could you if I tell you to go to 24 Encuentros, could you put that on the screen so they could see it? Or that'd be something that's hard for you guys to do?
I mean, if you write in the chat, I can post it. You just write it.
Okay, let me put it right here. I'll put it behind. Let me see.
All right. Let me catch the super chat while you do that. Shout out to Ed Charles with $2 super chat, man. I really appreciate that, bro. Appreciate you coming on earlier. He says Eddie Murphy Raw from 1987. I want one half Eddie. Good point. People have been sharing that a lot in the community too. So this has been going on for a while with the laws and the regulations of America in concerns of marriage. All right. Got a super chat here by EKNL. EKNL. $13.37 super chat. Really appreciate that. He says, keep spreading the good message and knowledge. Been one of my favorite lives with y'all. All right. Shout out to you, EKNL. All right. So I just hold on. I don't know if I can. Brazier, put it in the chat. I can't share it on the in the private chat. You got to put it in the just a regular chat.
Yeah, I'm about to put it.
Okay. All right. Somebody said Brazier be on it with Latin America. Oh, always. All right. Dizzy Machiavelli says Copacabana and Ipanema are tourist zones protected by everybody. Baja, on the other hand, is a neighborhood where new rich live. A lot of mafia guys move to Baja. Need to move carefully too. Baja was pretty safe, but you are right, because I actually met one of those guys. So you are right. You are right, because I did meet. I guess you want to say somewhat of a mafioso while I was in Baja. I was introduced to him by one of my Brazilian friends. So you're definitely right about that. But yeah, to answer that question once again, Airbnbs, that's out of all the businesses I see that guys go into that are thriving the most, it would be buying property in the Airbnbs more so than other businesses overseas. And I say that because in most cases, two big things that you got to look out for, really more so three: employment laws, all right, which you being a foreigner, and they're going to side with the local more in most cases. Number two, payments. All right, with Airbnbs, you get the money right to you. It comes right to your account. I think as soon as they get to the location, so you're not having to deal with getting money from, not other people, but your employees. Basically, I know guys that have thrown concerts in Colombia and didn't really make any money off of it because the money never trailed back to them. And also, I want to say you got to understand that you're making pesos, so you're losing money with the exchange rate as well. So I think that
Panama's a dollar to dollar. They use a dollar.
Right. Panama's definitely dollar to dollar. But like I say, from what I can see, from the success stories that I know about, I would say if you make sure everything, like Branger said, getting a realtor, getting a lawyer, you make sure everything is correct. That's been the most lucrative for guys that I know. It's the Airbnb businesses. All right. And then you don't have that many employees. You're basically paying somebody. You can pay somebody to manage it, and also you can pay somebody to clean it. So you literally never have to be there, but you're getting the money coming straight to your account and you're paying out. All right, Branger, what's that?
It's called Encuentro. This is a developer. This guy makes a lot of, I'm dealing with developers. He's making a lot of building in Panama, and there's a lot of building in Panama. He put a video out on YouTube.
Oh, let me put that up for you. There you go.
Interview with developer Harmonia. How come my stuff is taking forever to come in? Trying for it to come in so you can see, but you can look it up on YouTube. You could even go on Google. If you put Harmonia Panama, it comes up. It'll show you all the places they have. It's this building here, and the concept is very good. I wish it would work. Oh, there it goes. There it's working. Okay, let me put it. Oh, let me put the volume.
My YouTube channel, Panama, Visa and Invest. I'm Klaus Huff, and today I'm here in Panama City, and from here we have a good view to the Avenida Balboa to Bella Vista, to the modern part of the city where we have all the high-rise building. The idea of today is to present you a very new and interesting project in Bella Vista. It's a pleasure for me to have today here Alfredo Aleman, who's the CEO of Grupo Los Pueblos, the developer of the project Harmonia. Hello, Alfredo.
How are you, Klaus?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Alfredo, your new project will be in Bella Vista. This means over there. But it will not be in the first line of the ocean. It's just a plug away, so a walk about 30 seconds. But why is it still a top location? Also, it is not in the first line of the ocean.
And Bella Vista is right next to city center. You can see that where Bella Vista is, you have the city core on the right.
Yeah.
And that means that you have access to all the facilities of the city center, the city core. And most importantly, you have access to the Cinta Costera. Cinta Costera is the oceanfront promenade that connects city center with even the causeway.
Yes, as well.
It goes all the way Casco Viejo and then the causeway. The rooftop amenities will have some ocean views, but the ocean views are not the main advantage of this development. The advantage of this development, as I said, is the location and then the concept, because this is a mixed-use development like no other in the neighborhood.
It's more a lifestyle concept.
It's a lifestyle concept. It's not an apartment building. It's a community. It's a community of apartments, of condo hotel, because there's going to be a condo hotel. It's a community of retail. A block 100 meters long.
Real quick, Branger, is this the one you bought?
Yes.
Of shops and services, restaurants. So it's a lifestyle play at a price point that
pretty spacious
has no
too.
comparable.
And this means there will be 2 residential towers, a condo
Okay,
hotel.
that's cool, bro. We don't got to watch the whole video, but I get you. I get the gist of
And
it.
on the ground floor, there will be several commercial shops that we are talking
Yeah.
about later.
Yeah.
And there's another thing to add regarding.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is this. Those are the concepts. You see how it looks in there. It looks like Miami. It has that vibe to it. Has that feel to it. You can bring your car. You have security downstairs. You have a police presence everywhere. You can bring your car. You don't feel safe everywhere you go. And I think that's one of the keys that I took into it when I want to buy Airbnb and do a profit. Even if I'm gonna do Airbnb or rent it out, depending on what I'm gonna do. But I saw that there was a lot of money to be made in that area. It's not really expensive. I checked out another one called that was 81. This one is 134,000 plus the parking lot. It's like 15,000, so it's like 150. I talked them down to like 138. You put $13,000 down. You put 12,000 for the next 3 years, and that property is yours. Whatever's left over, you have to get that paid before they hand you the keys. And once they hand you the keys at 134,000, which depending on your budget, but you only get giving them 13,000 because you give them only 10%, and then you pay monthly. Whatever's there, then you have to pay it by the time the building is completed. They
Now,
give
real
you
quick, real quick. As far as the financing, can you use an American finance company, or do you got to use their banking system?
No, you can do anybody you want to. I'm doing it cash because for me, it makes no sense for me to go. I mean, I got other things, but for me, it makes no sense for me to go any other way. For me, give them 20 G's. It's okay based upon, hey, everybody has their own standards. But it's 13,000 for 10% down. Cool. And then I gave him another 6,500 to buy the parking space. So now the parking space is mine. It's mine. So I bought it. I could rent that out, or I could keep it for myself when I bring my car. And it's a nice.
Now, real quick, did you look at condos in Poblado as well?
Yes. If you go to Propiedades, which is another one, if you go to Propiedades, I'll walk you guys through that.
Somebody made it. George Hall said that they are 175 to 300,000.
No, you get it any price point you want. I mean, depending. You could go to Bello. You could go to. There's a lot of areas you could go. Let me walk you through that then. If you go to Propiedades, because I started initially with Colombia, and then I've looked everywhere. I've even looked in Thailand.
I think you're talking about specifically the Poblado area, though.
No, I'm gonna walk you through all that Propiedades.
All right, while you do that, I got a super chat here by Mike O. Show with a $5 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that. He says, "I'm a barber in Las Vegas making upwards of 80,000, headed to six figures. Looking to diversify overseas, and Brazil is number one on my list. I appreciate the game." Yeah, man, we'll be having some informative shows here.
So if you go to this place is called Propiedades, right? Propiedades. This will give you every pre-construction done in Colombia. So if you go to Propiedades, you put it in English. I could do Spanish too, but if you go up there, you put it in English and you put the zone. So it's going to give you what zone you want. Sur, all the zones, right? You put it on the zone. So I'm gonna do it for you guys real quick. I'm gonna put a zone in. I'm gonna put Poblado, which would be. Let me see Poblado. Let me put the zone. Sur or Occidente, Norte, Centro, or I think it's Norte, and then we put apartments, and then we just look, and this will give you everything that's in the inventory right now. Look, these are all the houses in. This is the house 164. Now, what you'll have to do is go and
those are U.S. That's dollars prices, right?
No,
That's in dollars.
No, that's Colombian. That's Colombian. So this like 70,000, 80,000. Don't quote me, but you have to do the you have to switch it.
But that's in Bello. That's in Bello though.
Well, this gives you any plot. This is Medellin, Roblado, Medellin. So
Medellin, I just saw Poblado right there.
Yeah,
Poblado,
well, this gives you all of them, but this is Medellin right now, 168. So what you do is let me show you what I do. 168. I go to where's my calculator? I go to my converter. And I put 168. Once you put 168, it tells you how much is in English. Should be nice and easy. Somebody in here can look it up. Skip video. Damn, my stuff is acting up now. But you look it up, 168 shouldn't be that much, like 70,000.
All right.
So let me take this out.
All right.
So how much is that? Is somebody done it?
Hold on, let me. I got a currency. Hold on, let me look it up real
So
quick.
168.
$168 million is.
I got it over here. I think it's more than.
I think it's 35,000.
So or something like yeah, it looked like 35,000 because that's 168 is 35,000.
Okay, yeah,
remember
35,463.
Yeah, because you got to remember something. The money doubled. It used to be $2,800 for every dollar, and that's 48. So your money goes so much further right now in Colombia and all these countries. So you can load up right now and get well off. Because remember, it's only a matter of time, another 2-3 years for the economy to snap back into place. But this is it right here. You go through all these 164, 168. This is Medellin, 168. Now, if you want to look at it, just touch it, and then it will open up. And now you can see where they're at, what they're doing. Well, let me take this out. Oh, because I'm on my phone. Usually from my computer, you won't be able to see it bigger. But they got all, and it's basically show you pictures of it, how it looks, what's going on there. And then you can see videos of it. So, but basically it's 35,000, maybe 40,000, 70,000. You can find any way you want. They used to have in Cartagena, but that's hard to find because Cartagena, the real estate is kind of touchy. I have a real estate girl that I deal with in Cartagena. So if you guys want, I can put you on with her or a couple of guys. But at the end of the day, I personally don't do in Colombia because I don't know enough people that I could trust like that. You have to have a personal relationship with somebody. You have to have cleaning people. You have to understand. So it's better for me because I'm Panamanian. So I have family in Panama. I could call cousins or whatnot to clean the house. If something goes wrong, I can call somebody. I know they'll be there. And when it comes to a lot of the real estate stuff, my uncle's a lawyer. I can send him the papers. I do have a real estate lawyer too in Panama that I deal with. She's a good lawyer. So you have to have all these things in place. And then you just wait for it. But it's not that hard. It's not like it used to be back in the days. You could do a lot with like 70 to 80,000. You could buy a lot of property right now, a lot of property. But the thing is, if you want to invest long term, I do pre-construction. I mean, I can get in 135, 81,000, rent them out for $1,000. 81,000 with $1,000 return. I think that's like 17%. I'm not quite sure though. I'm just doing it off the top of my head. But what I'm saying is, in 3-4 years, if you have 10 of these, that's around 10 to 12,000, roughly. Depending on how your budget is, what you're doing and what you want. 12,000 a month, you don't have to work. You can really enjoy the country at that point in time. You just go around just getting your paycheck and be moving. So, I mean, that's to me what a passport bro is supposed to be, if that's what you desire to be. Because you want to live a better life abroad than you do in the United States. And if you're not setting it up for it, then all you're doing is just wasting your money. Because at the end of the day, if you ever lived in a Spanish country, girls are into status, and all that you're saying, all that other craziness is crazy. In another country, you come in a status, and your status that you're a black man coming to another country, and you're going to treat them better than they treat them in that country. And the issue is when they come to your country and they find out you really don't have that money, or you don't live that way, or you're barely making it, then that's that whole females get a little crazy. So it's easier to go to, huh?
Well, I was going to say, Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and end the show, man, but I really appreciate you coming on. What I want to do, bro, is I want to have you on. If you're free this week, I'll connect with you on WhatsApp, and we can do a whole show about foreign real estate and all that coming up.
Yeah, sorry for taking up your channel. That's what I'm into right now. That's why I'm not on TV that much, man. I'm loving this real estate thing, buying. I'm trying to pick up as much houses as I can, right? I was thinking of going to Thailand, because I know they have it in Thailand for 60,000. I'm like 3 blocks off the Pattaya. I was talking to this guy, and they have for 60 to 70. You can get into Thailand for 130 also, but I just don't see enough movement in Thailand. But anyway,
all right, man.
Yeah, thanks for everything, man, guys.
All right, once again, appreciate you coming on, bro. All right, fellas. So that's been a really good show, man. I'm gonna leave you guys hold on with this. Hold on, let me find this file real quick so I can find it where you at. And we're gonna be on out.
For me, definition of a passport, brother, it's not everything everybody keep talking about. It's somebody that just was like, you know what, I've been living in the States long enough. I've been in this rat race. I understand what this Western culture is about. It has nothing to do with the women at all. Nothing to do with the women. Because believe me, you and I, some of y'all know me and some of y'all might not, but the women have never been a problem for me. Like, I've never argued with somebody or had a problem with like getting women in the States. It's more about, I understand the system, the ideologies, and I understand what that's behind it. So it was like, for me, I can work forever and be in this rat race, or I can chase my dream. That's a passport, bro, to me. Chasing your dream. You can call it what you want, but that's what it is for me.
All right, folks, that's been the show. Peace.